Peace. What's poppin', my weebles? It's your boy, Sincere Seven, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. The Pat, you know what I'm saying? Representing the House of Genesis. So, I wanted to come in here and talk to y'all for a quick minute about Snake Venom Practitioner versus Kambo Practitioner. And I wanted to go a little bit deeper into an actual subject. And I wanted to share a little story, if I may, about the clear difference to me in adding Snake Venom Practitioner to my tool belt after having Kambo in my tool belt, right? And dealing with different people with different ailments. So, when I first learned Kambo, having the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, you know, we had a community. We gathered the community together. We let people get educated. People started getting Kambo. People started having a lot of testimonials, right? I had my own grand testimonial for those of y'all who remember, who was around. If not, you know, you might want to ask about a funny story. So it began to spread. You know, people started talking about it in the community, and you know, different people some who were aware of it and was getting it already in different places, you know. And so what happened is a lot of people started to become aware, and of course, I started to get more calls about you know, people coming through and getting healing for different things, and it picked up quite a bit. And it was beautiful because of the testimonials of the people who were, you know, being healed and coming out without pain and just all of these different things, right? And so probably about 6 months or a year into it, a young lady had called me, and she was very concerned because her mother had cancer. And so she was trying to figure out how to get together to get her mother some Kambo. And I explained to her that unfortunately, that's not something that we would approach that with. I was taught that when a person has cancer and you treat them with Kambo, or you start giving them Kambo, because we don't treat people, excuse me, I said that out of pocket, but you start giving them Kambo to assist them on their journey, that the detoxification and the cleansing of the things that takes place can actually get rid of so many toxic things within their body that it frees up the ability for the cancer to start to eat on them, quote unquote, more. And so I was instructed that you give snake venom for a while, and then after the snake venom destroys the cancerous cells, you'll give some Kambo to flush those things out of the body. So I was explaining this to the young lady, and she was like, okay, we do have snake venom. I'm like, no, I don't have that. Haven't been trained in that. You know, that was something that, you know. And so we got off the phone, and she let me know a few months later that her mother had passed away. And I felt really bad. And it wasn't like there was anything that I could do or that she was dependent on me or anything like that. Like, what are you feeling bad for? Because like she did come to me for assistance and I had none. And it motivated me even more. When we talk about manifestation, like the first time I heard about it, it was like we were talking about it. So it was not long after that I became aware of and sought out and got trained in the snake venom. And a few months after that, you know, same type of situation. Somebody came and somebody they love had cancer. And this time I was able and willing to do something for them. And this time it was just a financial thing that, you know, and we took care of that, and the venom, was very effective, and now this person's cancer free, and their quality of life is outstanding. And the way that I felt, when I got the call and I was being told, hey, I'm cancer free, the surgeries is canceled, all of this, it was like nothing else, no feeling that I've ever had in all of the works that I'm doing ever compared to that feeling. To somebody telling you that I thought, or I was on my way out of here, and now because of what you have and what you have access to and what you do, I am whole again and I'm good. And that is the difference for me in adding snake venom to my tool belt. Like it was there for that. Like I went through that where somebody came and I was nothing I could do because I didn't have something that I could get access to, and that's what made me reach out and get trained in it, So that was just something that April said, tell people stories, like let them know, I'm real scientific. I do, okay, so they do this and they do this. All I do is tell it. She's like, nah, tell stories about, let people understand more than just the science of what it is you do and what you have access to. Let them know what it does in people's world in real life situations. So that would be the answer to what did adding snake venom to my tool belt as opposed to just having Kambo, how did that change my life or my practices? So I just wanted to share that with y'all. You might want to share this with somebody that who's in the practices, who's in alternative healthcare, or even Kambo practitioners. We have trainings going on. October trainings are always the livest ones for whatever reason. So if you're looking to get trained in snake venom practitioner, hit us up. And if you're interested in becoming a bee venom administrator or Kambo administrator as well, hit us up. We also have training for alternative healthcare practitioners. So just wanted to share that with y'all. So other than that, tell somebody you love them in a language they can understand it in. Peace.